This is the story of Ryan. For 5 years, Ryan worked the night shift at a grocery store. Not because he loved it, not because it paid well, but because it was the only job that kept the lights on in his small apartment. He lived in the outskirts of Cincinnati, in a quiet neighborhood where buses stopped running after 10 p.m. Every evening at 9:45, he would pull on a worn-out hoodie, lace up his black non-slip shoes, and begin the walk to the supermarket. He worked from 10 at night to 6 in the morning, stocking shelves, cleaning aisles, and unloading trucks in the dark corners of the store while most of the city slept. Ryan wasn't lazy. He wasn't lost. He was just tired. Tired of working for just enough. Tired of not knowing how to escape it. His routine was predictable. Wake up late afternoon, eat a simple meal, usually toast or microwaved pasta, then read something on his cracked old phone or scroll through YouTube until it was time to leave. While others made weekend plans, Ryan was packing groceries at midnight under flickering lights. Some nights were better than others, but most felt the same. Heavy, quiet, repetitive. And yet, in the cracks of that silence, something began to stir. One day, during his short lunch break at 2 a.m., he sat behind the store, scrolling YouTube while eating leftover pizza. His feed, usually full of gaming clips or random comedy, showed a video titled, "I taught myself graphic design and now I work for myself." He clicked, and something changed. The guy in the video wasn't rich, wasn't flashy, just real. He talked about Canva, Figma, Photoshop, tools Ryan had heard of but never touched. He shared how he started by designing templates, how he made $5, then $50, then $500. Ryan didn't sleep that day. He went home and started searching. Free graphic design software. How to design as a beginner. He didn't have a laptop, just an old desktop he'd picked up at a yard sale for $60. It took 6 minutes to boot up and made a humming sound like a microwave. But it worked. That was enough. He downloaded Photopea, a free Photoshop alternative, and Canva. That night, after his shift, he stayed up until 11 a.m. watching tutorials and trying to recreate simple social media posts. His first design looked awful, but it was his. For the first time in a long time, he felt something more powerful than fatigue. He felt curiosity. Every day after work, he carved out 30 minutes, then 45, then an hour. He learned about fonts, spacing, color theory, terms he never thought he'd understand. He started following designers on Twitter and Reddit. He joined free Discord communities and posted questions like, "What's a good beginner portfolio?" Or, "Can I learn this without art school?" Some replies were helpful, some were brutal, but he didn't stop. By month 3, he had designed his own resume template and 3 fake client projects. He created a free Gumroad account and uploaded a basic Instagram template pack. Nothing fancy, just 10 clean, minimalist posts for fitness pages. He priced it at $3. A week passed. Nothing. Another week. Still nothing. But on a cold Tuesday morning in December, his phone buzzed. "Gumroad, you've made a sale." It was $3, and it meant the world to him. It wasn't about the money. It was proof. Proof that a stranger, somewhere in the world, saw value in something he made. Ryan danced that morning. Literally danced in his small apartment kitchen, holding a half-eaten banana, laughing like a man who just found a gold coin in a river. That first sale didn't change his life, but it changed his belief. He kept going. New designs, new templates. He listened to customer feedback. He learned how to package things better, how to title them properly, how to make previews that look professional. Every mistake became a lesson. Every lesson became a small step forward. His coworkers didn't know. He didn't tell them. Not because he was ashamed, but because it was still fragile, like a tiny flame he didn't want to blow out. His days became more intense. Work all night, design all morning, sleep in short bursts. But somehow he felt more alive. By month 6, he had 5 products on Gumroad. One of them, a Canva template for small businesses, started gaining traction. Someone tweeted about it. That one tweet led to 50 sales in 2 days. Ryan earned $150 in a weekend. more than a whole week of night shifts. That was the first time he allowed himself to ask the question, what if this could be more than just a side hustle? Ryan stared at the $150 in his Gumroad balance like it was a glitch. He refreshed the page twice just to be sure, but it was real. 50 people had bought something he made, from his dusty little desk on his 6-minute boot-up computer with skills he'd taught himself. He didn't go to sleep that morning. He was too wired, too stunned. Instead, he sat at his desk, cracked open a notebook, and wrote 3 words at the top of the page in big, shaky letters. It's happening now. He didn't know exactly what it was yet, but it was movement. And movement, to someone who had felt stuck for so long, was everything. That weekend, he stayed home. He redesigned his Gumroad page, gave all his products a fresh look, and created a new template bundle. This time, he offered value that spoke to small business owners, things he saw people requesting in Reddit threads and Discord chats. Lead magnet templates, thank you pages, ebook covers. He bundled it into one product and called it Launch Kit Lite. He priced it at $9. He tweeted it out himself. His audience was small, less than 100 followers, but he added value, a short thread on what he learned making it, why it might help new creators, and some free tips inside. Within 10 days, the kit had earned him $500. And just like that, Ryan had made more from one product in 10 days than he would stocking shelves for 2 weeks. But this wasn't just about money. Something deeper was happening. People started messaging him. Hey, I bought your kit. Super helpful. Any tips on how to actually sell my digital stuff? I love your templates. Are you going to make a video on how you built this? And that's when Ryan realized something powerful. He wasn't just building products anymore. He was building trust. People weren't just buying templates. They were buying into him, his story, his honesty, his grind. That night, he filmed his first real YouTube video. No fancy script, no editing skills, just him talking into a $20 mic from Amazon, sitting in his dimly lit room with a mug of coffee beside him. The video was titled, How I Made $500 on Gumroad with 0 followers and Still Work Night Shift. He shared everything, the mistakes, the wins, the process. No fluff, no hype, just facts and feelings. He posted it and went to bed, expecting maybe 50 views by morning. Instead, he woke up to 1,200. The comments were filled with support. This is the most real thing I've seen on YouTube in months. Bro, you're literally me, just a year ahead. This gave me so much hope. Ryan teared up reading the comments, because for the first time in years, he felt seen. Not by a boss, not by a time clock, but by people like him. People who were still in the trenches, still trying. That video kicked off a small but mighty snowball. More subscribers, more Gumroad sales, more DMs asking for help. He didn't have all the answers, but he gave what he could. And in doing so, he was slowly shifting roles from student to teacher, from follower to creator. As the months passed, Ryan developed a rhythm. 1 YouTube video per week, 1 new product every 2 weeks, daily tweets sharing his journey and tips. He wasn't chasing virality, he was building consistency. Some days were slow, some products flopped. A video he thought would take off got only 400 views. A Twitter thread got 0 likes. But by now, Ryan understood something that the night shift had taught him well. Showing up matters more than being perfect. He still worked at the grocery store, but he walked in with a straighter back now. He had something else, something growing. Around month 8, something incredible happened. One of his YouTube videos, where he broke down how to create and sell a digital product from scratch, hit 100,000 views. He didn't know why it hit the algorithm that time, but it did. His subscriber count exploded. His Gumroad sales spiked. He passed $2,000 in sales in a single month. That was the first month he made more from digital products than his paycheck from the store. He cried. He didn't post about it, didn't show a screenshot, just sat in his room for a while with his hands on his face, breathing deep as if afraid to wake up from a dream. He could see it now, the possibility. One day, maybe I can quit, but he didn't rush. Ryan knew this success wasn't magic. It was built brick by brick. Early mornings, long nights, brutal feedback, and a decision to keep going even when nobody clapped. He reinvested his earnings, bought a secondhand camera, upgraded his mic, got a newer laptop that didn't sound like a microwave. His content got better. His products became sharper, more targeted. He studied what worked. He asked his audience what they needed. He built for them, and they kept showing up. By month 10, Ryan launched his first paid mini course. No degree, no audience. The Beginner's Guide to Selling Digital Products. He kept it simple. Short videos, a Notion template, a few case studies. He priced it at $29. His goal? 20 sales. He hit that in 2 days. By the end of the month, the course had made $4,000. That was 2 months of grocery store work made in 30 days from his bedroom, teaching something he once believed he'd never be good enough to do. And that was the moment when Ryan finally knew. This wasn't a side hustle anymore. This was his way out. When Ryan realized he had finally found a way out of the cycle he'd been stuck in for years, he didn't celebrate with champagne or post about it online. He didn't buy a plane ticket or go on vacation. Instead, he bought his mom dinner. It had been a while since they'd truly talked. Life, pride, and distance had built quiet walls between them. But that day, he sent her a few $100s with a short message. Just because I can now. She called him crying, and Ryan cried too. Not because of the money, but because, for the first time in his life, he felt like he could give something back. He wasn't just surviving anymore. He was finally in a position to support, to show love in a tangible way. And that meant everything. Still, the road from surviving to thriving was not some magical upward escalator. It was uncertain. It was messy. Freedom sounds simple on paper, but in real life, it's tangled in fear, risk, and self-doubt. But the momentum was real. His YouTube channel had just crossed 10,000 subscribers. He started getting emails from brands, Notion tools, Canva affiliates, small SaaS startups. Some of them wanted to partner, some wanted him to promote. But Ryan had a principle. If it didn't align with what he genuinely believed in, he wouldn't take the deal. He didn't want quick cash. He was building something slower, something solid. He was building trust. One quiet January morning, after another long overnight shift at the grocery store, Ryan sat in front of his laptop. His body was tired, but his mind was buzzing. He opened a blank doc and typed 6 words. I'm putting in my notice. His hands trembled, not from fear, but from the emotional weight of the moment. Because quitting the grocery store wasn't just about walking away from a job, it was about leaving behind the identity he'd worn every day for 5 years. The quiet guy in aisle 6, the one who showed up on time, never complained, stocked shelves, and blended into the background. Leaving meant closing a chapter that had defined him. And that's not easy. He gave his manager 2 weeks' notice. She looked surprised, but not shocked. I always figured you were meant for something else, she said gently, just didn't know what. On his final day, it rained. Of course it did. Cold drops soaked his hoodie as he walked through the nearly empty parking lot. He didn't rush. He took the long way home, letting the cold hit his face, letting the feeling settle in. For the first time, he wasn't returning from work. He was walking into something new. He was free. That following Monday, everything felt different. There was no alarm clock blaring at 4 a.m. Ryan still woke up early, at 7 this time, but it was because he wanted to. He made a real breakfast. Not just toast, but scrambled eggs, spinach, fresh coffee. He sat down at his desk, looked at his vision board, and built out a new routine. Mornings were for writing and product planning. Midday, he'd film YouTube content. Afternoons were for replying to customers and checking in with the small but growing community around him. Evenings, time to walk, read, think. He wasn't working less, he was actually working more. But it was his work, his ideas, his direction That made all the difference. Over the next 6 months, his income didn't just grow, it tripled. He launched his first digital boot camp. It was priced at $149 and limited to 100 students. It sold out in 48 hours. Then came his Notion dashboard pack, which unexpectedly made it to the front page of Product Hunt. It got shared, reshared, and mentioned in newsletters. His email list ballooned. He partnered with another creator on a free 5-day design challenge. Over 15,000 people signed up. It was surreal. The momentum kept building. And then he did something even more impactful. He hired his first contractor, a freelance video editor named Lucas from Brazil who had been a longtime subscriber and reached out offering help. Ryan didn't just see a contractor, he saw himself. A kid who needed a shot, now he could give one. But among all the growth and excitement, Ryan never sugarcoated the truth. He didn't pretend to be invincible. He didn't post only the highlight reel. He released a YouTube video titled, "I thought quitting my job would make me happy, but it wasn't that simple." In it, he opened up about the struggles no one talks about. Losing structure, feeling isolated, being overwhelmed by too many choices. The video went viral, not because of flashy thumbnails, but because it was honest. People saw themselves in it. That's what made Ryan different. He wasn't trying to be a guru. He wasn't posting screenshots of striped dashboards or driving a rented Tesla. He was just showing up, sharing the truth, and offering a way forward. Not long after, a teacher from a low-income high school reached out. He had shown Ryan's videos to his senior class, trying to inspire them. "They didn't think it was possible until they saw you," the teacher wrote. "Would you talk to them?" Ryan didn't hesitate. He hosted a free virtual Q&A, told the students exactly what he had done, the nights he doubted himself, the times he wanted to quit, the belief that grew slowly, bit by bit, as he kept going. Afterward, one student sent him a message. "I didn't know someone like me could do this. Thank you." That line stuck with him more than any sale ever had. It still does. Years passed. Ryan built a full team. He launched a digital school dedicated to helping people with no degrees, no followers, and no big budget start their first digital product. His templates, courses, and content helped tens of thousands. But even then, he never lost touch with where he came from. He still replied to DMs. He still thanked every person who bought even a $3 template. And every year on the anniversary of that first Gumroad sale, he posted the same screenshot. "Gumroad, you've made a sale. $3. Same caption every time. This changed everything." Because it truly did. That $3 wasn't just a sale. It was proof. A door, a signal that someone out there saw value in what he created. And once that door opened, it never closed again. It led to belief, to purpose, to a new life, one not dictated by schedules and silent aisles, but by creativity, freedom, and choice. That's what Ryan's journey is really about, not just digital products or YouTube subscribers, but the quiet, stubborn choice to bet on yourself, even when no one's watching, even when your best work still looks rough, even when all you know is stocking shelves and saving receipts. Ryan's story isn't just a success story. It's a reminder. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect timing. You just need to begin.